Hi everyone, welcome to the video. In this video we're going to talk about sample edit. Now because there are so many tools on the screen, I'm going to divide this into 3 videos and I'm going to leave out the process tab and I'm going to leave out the convert tab as well. So those videos will come after this one, but for now let's see how we can edit the sample, cut samples, and what other tools are available to us here on the sample edit page. So we can go to menu, sample edit right there. And this is useful because all the sounds come to sample edit. This is like the pool of the samples on the MPC. Everything comes right here. Now I have a sample right here. You can't listen to it. See that icon right there? The headphone. It's used for you to tap on the screen and listen to the sound. But you can't even see the sound. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to press on the process, change the gain of it. Let's put it all the way up. Yep, I want more. Do it. Yeah, I can see something now. Okay, so I have this sample. So a very basic sample just so we can move around the sample easier. Okay, have a few things here at the top. That's the sample name. That's where you can rename the sample. That's where you can trash the sample. So that icon there, that's for you to listen to the sound or to the samples or to the slices, I mean. That one there is for you to zoom in and out. Okay, there you have a few options right there as well. One shot, that's for the cue play. What is the cue play? So if you go here to the trim, it takes you to the chop modes. You have the play cue right there. So you tap on it, it plays. You tap on it again, it stops. If you put it into the other one, it's one shot, it plays all the way to the end. It doesn't stop. I like to have it here. Now cue preview. What's the cue? The cue is that thing right there. You can also move about it that way. You don't listen to anything when you move it. But if you want to come up here, tap on that, press before or after. And that's what it's for. So you can listen to the playhead, to the cue whilst it moves. Now I'm going to leave that off. Slice preview, same thing as the cue preview. If you have it before or after, it actually plays the sound when you move the playhead. And this is for the slices. Okay, so each time you're on the slice, the start will play once you. And what this is cool for, guys, I know that you guys are from the granular world, are already saying like, oh, that's very interesting. Because if you this sound isn't very interesting, but imagine if you have a sound with a lot of weird wave shapes, and if you just move this about, we'll give you some granular effects. Really cool, I assure you with that. Okay, let's zoom back out. That's it, voila. Now what we have here, it's the put that off because I don't want that. Auto scroll, that's obviously the playhead. If you have it set to follow, it will follow the screen. Okay, if you have it set to page, it will jump from page to screen to screen. Let's zoom out. Then you have the units here. The units regarding this right here at the top. You see that same sample. You have the sample values right there. You can set it to time. You'll have the time, seconds, minutes. You have beats as well. So it'll tell you the beats right there. Don't really look at that much. Right there, you also have the zoom functions right here. We want to cut this into regions, right? So you have start, the end point. This is for the start and the end point of each slice. You have the cue that we already know where it is. So the cue actually tells you where to slice. That's it. If you move the cue right there, slice. slice, okay? Or you can just use the pencil to slice stuff and the eraser to erase stuff, okay? That is for you to listen. Now we have 3 slices. We don't want that, so let's shift clear. Done. Now let's slice this into 4 regions. We have manual, which is this one. Okay, that's the way of doing it. Let's clear. What's the other way of doing it? Threshold. It examines the amplitude and it puts chops automatically right there. And this is the threshold sensibility. If you move it up and down, it will create more or less slices. But this sample that we have here doesn't have many amplitude peaks, so we can use this. It actually gave us the correct chops right there. So for them, this is one of the methods that I use most of the times. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is the minimal time. It will tell you, like, if you have not this sample, but some other samples really have a lot of peaks in between, so it will create several slices really close to each other. And if you use that, you can say that, look, I don't want slices to be that close, so that's the minimal time in between slices. Let's go to regions. So regions, it creates slices all the same sizes, and we'll set them all the way through the sample. And you can say how many regions you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. At any moment, you can just go there and see where your slice is. You can just want to move it a bit further back. And there's another thing here that we can do as well. Shift 0 snap. 0 snap will always put your start and end points of the slice onto the 0 point, 0 crossing. Right there, you see? And this is good because you will not get any clicks or pops once you play a sound. So anywhere you move, it would always be on the 0 crossing of the wave. So once the wave reaches that 0 crossing, that's where the start and end point will be. Always at the 0 crossing. Okay? You should always use that, unless you really want a glitchy kind of vibe. Go to the BPM as well, so you can say how many bars you want. If you know how many bars the sound has, you can say, yeah, actually, I actually know how many bars this sound has. It has 2 bars. Then you can divide it into beats as well. Each bar, okay, you can divide it into just 1 beat. And you can even say what's the time division on it. After you have created the slices that you want, you can then export this. Okay. Now the only thing that I want to show you guys, that we have the loop function right here. This is a cool feature as well. If you want to just loop one of the sections, you can, just by doing this. Now you cannot automate that. Unfortunately, there's no automation for that. Now the loop lock, it tells you that the loop will be locked to the start and end point. If you unlock that, you can put the loop somewhere else. Okay, let's choose that. That's the loop lock function. Okay, you can set it to reverse or to ping pong. That's the loop lock function. You also have this loop function straight from the program edit. You have it right there. You need to be on a pad parameter, and you also need to be into note on. Okay, get back there. You have the option right there, and you can loop it that way. Okay. Now, if you want to use this function right here, you can tune the sample straight from here as well. Okay. You can tune it to the BPM. Let's say this is 90. Okay. You can, if you have a longer sample, it will shrink the sample, but it will tune it down or up according to the BPMs. It doesn't time stretch it. Okay, it just increases or decreases the length of the sample. You can also detect the BPM if you want. So let's detect, and it's telling us it's 90 because it actually is. That's quite right. You can also put the root note. If you know the root note for each sample, you can put it in there, and it's good because once you lay it out on a key group program, it will detect that you have a root note to C3 and it just puts it straight onto the keyboard that way. So that's a good, that's useful to use as well. Okay, thank you for watching this one, and I hope I've cleared some doubts and some of you guys got something out of this video. And I'll see you on the next one. I still have a few things to cover here on the sample edit screen. Make sure you stay tuned to the next videos coming up. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you on the next video.